Birds can be nervous creatures, and you may find yourself in a number of situations where you need to handle or calm a bird. The best thing to do with an injured bird is to handle it as little as you can and then place it in a dark, ventilated box so it can calm down. If you have a noisy pet bird you'd like to calm down, you can take a few steps to help it learn to stay quieter. Alternatively, maybe you have a pet bird who's showing signs of stress, boredom, or anxiety. In that case, you may need to check out its environment and the things you're doing to provide enrichment. How to calm down a bird. This video will tell you how to quieting a noisy pet bird, distressing a pet bird, and calming down an injured bird. Welcome to dailyneedstudio.com. Method 1. Quieting a noisy pet bird. Number 1. Respond to a bird's calls if you're in another room. Parrots and other birds often call out when they are separated from their flock. That means if you go to another room, they may be making noise because they can't see or hear you. Use a consistent phrase or whistle to respond to your bird when it cries out, and you may be able to keep it from getting too loud. For instance, you could say, "I'm still here," or "I'll be back." You could also try a certain repeated whistle. Number 2. Give the bird something to occupy it when you leave the room. Hand it a treat or give it a chew toy. If it's busy with a toy or a treat, it can't scream at you, and you'll reinforce that you don't want it to scream when you walk out. Number 3. Ignore a screaming bird if you're in the same room. Birds love to yell and scream, particularly with their flock, so if you scream back at them in the same room, they'll get excited. You're yelling with them, hooray! Instead, walk away from them to enforce the fact you don't want them to yell. If you're holding the bird and they start screaming, put it back in its cage. Number 4. Cover the cage at night with a thin cloth. The cloth will help keep your bird calm through the night, as it helps block out distractions. In addition, it will keep your bird warmer, as it blocks out drafts in the air. Plus, your bird will be less likely to become noisy right when the sun comes up. Did this video help you? Let's comment below. Yes or no. Method 2. Distressing a pet bird. Number 1. Check the bird's cage for stressors. Make sure you are cleaning the bird's food and water dishes every day and changing the lining once a day as well. Do a full cleaning at least once a month. Also, ensure the bird has places where it can hide from perceived threats, which will make it feel safer. Perch tents, for instance, offer a place for your pet to hide away. Ensure the cage is big enough for your bird. In fact, you can't have a cage that's too big. Look at normal recommendations and double them for a truly happy bird. Number 2. Add lots of entertainment. What kinds of toys you add really depends on the type of bird you have, but swings, rope toys, shiny toys, and mirrors are typically popular toys. You can also offer chew toys and foraging toys. Check your local pet store for some fun options. Many birds also like soft, cuddly toys or ones they can hide in, such as snuggle rings or tents for a perch. Number 3. Provide plenty of social interaction. Keep your bird's cage in a room that gets a lot of traffic. Your bird wants to be around its flock, and its flock is you and other people in the house, particularly if it's the only bird around. Also, be sure to let it out of its cage when you can so that it has a chance to socialize with you even more. Put perches in various rooms in the house so it can come visit when it's out of the cage. Make it a point to visit with and talk to your bird if it seems to be stressed or bored. Number 4. Move shyer birds away from noisy ones. Some birds, like parakeets, enjoy getting noisy with their flocks. Other birds, such as canaries, think that constant bird sounds mean there's a threat around, and these birds can be stressed out by the ones who enjoy making noise. Try to house them in separate rooms if you have breeds from each of these categories. That way, the shyer birds won't be stressed all the time. Number 5. Take your bird to the veterinarian if you notice changes in behavior. If your bird becomes quieter or lethargic, that could be a sign of sickness. If it is sick, it may sleep a lot or have ruffled or dirty-looking feathers, and you may notice other symptoms. Other symptoms may include diarrhea, bloody feces, vomiting, weight loss, sneezing, bad posture, crusty nose or feet, puffing up feathers all the time, moving its tail while trying to breathe, sleepy-looking eyes, and bad/atypical posture. If your bird is sick, it may need medication, such as antibiotics. Did this video help you? Let's comment below. Yes or no. Method 3. Calming down an injured bird. Number 1. Drop a net or towel over the bird to capture it. The towel or net will help contain the bird as long as you use a gentle but firm grasp to hold the bird in place. A towel can also protect you from the bird while providing some calming darkness. Try to corner the bird first before dropping the net or towel over it. Number 2. Hold small birds in one hand between your fingers. Grasp the head between your pointer finger and middle finger, holding it in the crook of your fingers up near your palm. Wrap your other fingers around the bird's wings to help keep it still. Be wary of the beak as you get the bird in this position. Number 3. Use 2 hands with large birds if you must handle one. It's best to let an experienced handler or rescuer deal with a large bird if you're not accustomed to it, as it can cause you serious injury. If you must handle one, wrap a hand around each wing to hold the bird in place. Try to keep the head in place by gently using your thumbs to steady it. Number 4. Grip the bird firmly but don't restrict its breathing. When handling a bird, you do need to grasp it with a firm grip to keep it from struggling. However, make sure it's not having trouble breathing or squawking from pain due to your grip. Number 5. Wrap the bird in a towel if you are having trouble restraining it. A towel can provide some protection for you from the claws, and it may calm the bird down. Be gentle but wrap the towel around the bird and hold it in place. You can even put a towel over a bird's head as long as it is light enough for the bird to breathe through it. Number 6. Handle the bird as little as possible to reduce stress. The longer you hold and examine the bird, the more stressed the bird is going to be. Evaluate the bird as quickly as you can and release it or move it to a box. Number 7. Put the bird in a well-ventilated box. Cut holes in the box to make sure your bird has room to breathe. Set the bird inside the box, and put the lid on. You don't need to add light, as the darkness will calm the bird down. A shoebox will work for smaller birds. Number 8. Use darkness to reduce stress and shock. If the bird seems very agitated or even somewhat paralyzed, darkness will help it calm down. Once it's in the box, place the box in a dark, quiet area to let the bird have time to recover. Number 9. Cover the holes with fabric when transporting the bird. A light fabric will provide semi-darkness, but it will also allow the bird to see out a little. That can help keep some birds calm when you are taking the bird to the veterinarian or a rescue. For instance, cut a small hole in the side so the bird can see but cover it with a thin t-shirt. Don't make the holes so big that the bird can get out. Number 10. Take the bird to the veterinarian or call a rescue group. If the bird is wild, a local wildlife rescue group is a good option. Typically, they will come pick up the bird or ask you to bring it in. If it's a pet bird or you suspect it belongs to someone else, take it to your local vet for treatment. Tips. 1. Use gloves if you have them so as to prevent injuring your fingers. Bird bites hurt, and many wild birds carry diseases or parasites. 2. Talk soothingly and calmly to the bird, as this may calm the bird down enough for you to safely catch it. 3. If you come across a bird that has string wrapped around its feet or that has become entangled in wire, call a rescue to come help. Warnings. 1. Stress is a common killer of already injured birds. Further alarming one is a life-threatening risk for it. 2. Birds in distress may not behave normally. They will try to defend themselves, and biting and clawing are the only defenses they have, other than flying away.